spiegato, siamo Global Project.
Sì, Global Project.
Seguendo tutta la roba. And no, we found very interesting what you said, inside. And so how even climate change hits even United States, and what you said about the climate refugees in the United States, so the family farmers and the 75% of family farmers, and the double. This is very similar what's happening in northern Italy, where we come. So we find a climate that's very violent in the opposites. So no rain for months, and then month of too much rain.
Right. Floods.
And
yes.
So what you said about tornado, I mean, that was very useful if you want to say in 3 minutes. Yes, very, very useful.
Well, even in the United States, we see the results of climate change quite dramatically right now. There's been about a 3 or 4 year drought in the central area of the country, quite a large, massive area in the central United States. Very hot temperatures, very little rain, and it's destroying the agriculture in that part of the country, which has traditionally been the breadbasket for the country. At the same time, we see severe flooding in areas. We also see major rivers drying up, the Mississippi River drying up at this point. No longer can be used for transporting barges of goods down the river. The storm systems have been building up, so we have huge storms, massive hurricanes that have been hitting the East Coast in particular, and flooding New York City this past season. We've also seen many tornadoes. Sometimes there'll be 100 tornadoes at a time that'll touch down in the central part of the country, doing a lot of damage. What's interesting to me is that while this is happening and we see the effects of climate change right there at home, that the people in the country as a whole are not making the connections between our capitalist system and how it's perpetuating many of the conditions that are causing a lot of this to happen, and also not seeing the need for solidarity with people in the Southern Hemisphere. And that's the job we really have to do, is to get our own people educated, not only about our own crisis, but how this is a universal situation that we are responsible for from our own country and Northern Europe and also the European countries, that we are causing this to happen through our economic systems and our greed, our lack of understanding of the oneness of all things in nature and how everything affects everything. And there are many people that are starting to see this and are starting to move, and for generations, well, I'd say a generation at least, have been living alternatively and wanting to have wind power and solar energy on their homes, and we have our own gardens, and there's urban farming that's happening big time now in the cities. But it's got to be connected with seeing the big picture and the capitalist system itself, and also with the militarization that is using so much of the oil and the resources, and also being used to suppress any alternative movements in order to retain power over dwindling resources. It's all connected.
Thank you very much.